Good morning, students. Let us start Module 2, Lesson 1. As you all are aware that entire syllabus is divided into 4 modules, and in Module 2 also there are 5 lessons. So Module 2, Lesson 1, the name of the lesson is Theory of Effective Demand. Theory of Effective Demand. In this we have to see what is the meaning of effective demand, then aggregate demand price, then aggregate supply price, and then determination of effective demand. These are the points that we have to discuss in this. So let us start with the meaning of effective demand. Okay, so when we say that effective demand, the principle of effective demand is the starting point of Keynes theory of employment. It is started from the Keynes theory of employment, and it is an integral part of Keynes theory. According to Keynes, unemployment is due to lack of effective demand. So, employment can be raised by increasing level of effective demand. Keynes theory is also called as general theory because he deals with all levels of employment, that is full employment, less than full employment, and more than full employment. His main contention is that an economy is in equilibrium at any level of employment. He tries to prove that full employment is not the normal feature of an advanced capitalist economy, but underemployment equilibrium is its normal feature. According to Keynes, full employment is merely a special case. So Keynes theory is general theory because it integrates theories of money and value. We will now discuss about effective demand. Effective demand is identified with the total demand for goods and services. So as I mentioned earlier, again according to Keynes, unemployment is due to lack of effective demand. So employment can be raised by increasing level of effective demand. Total employment depends on effective demand, and so unemployment is the result from the deficiency of effective demand. The greater the level of effective demand, the greater is the amount of employment in the economy. In an economy, effective demand implies the total expenditure on consumption goods and on investment goods at any equilibrium level of employment. So, effective demand is equal to consumption expenditure C plus investment expenditure I. It is the level of effective demand which determines the level of employment, since it represents total demand for goods and services. Therefore, it is necessary to maintain high level of effective demand through expenditure on consumption and investment to maintain high level of income and output. Keynes used the term effective demand to designate the point where the aggregate demand curve intercepts aggregate supply curve. So, according to Keynes, effective demand is determined by two factors, that is aggregate demand price and aggregate supply price. So let us understand what is the aggregate demand price and aggregate supply price, and then what is the effective demand. So let us understand aggregate demand price. The aggregate demand price is the amount of money which the entrepreneurs expect to receive from the sale of the output produced at a particular level of employment. The aggregate demand curve or the aggregate demand function is a schedule of the proceeds expected from the sale of the output resulting from varying amount of employment. Now let us see the explanation of the diagram. This is what is the diagram. Students, you are aware that this is x-axis, this is y-axis. Okay, along with x-axis we measure volume of employment, along with y-axis we measure aggregate demand price. The aggregate supply curve slopes upwards from left to right. Look at the diagram from here to here, AD, left to right. This is because as the level of employment and income increases, aggregate demand price tends to rise. However, when income increases, people tend to spend a smaller proportion of their income on consumption goods. So as the output and employment increases, aggregate demand price rises at a diminishing rate. From this diagram, what you have to understand, that AD curve, this is the AD curve which slopes upward from left to right. This is, you have to write about aggregate demand price. Now let us start the next point, that is aggregate supply price. When the entrepreneurs employ certain amount of labor, they incur some cost of production. So a certain minimum amount of proceeds will be necessary to induce employers to provide any given amount of employment. The aggregate supply price is the total amount of money which all the entrepreneurs in the economy must receive from the sale of the output produced by any given level of employment. The aggregate supply curve or the aggregate supply function is the schedule of minimum amount of proceeds required to induce entrepreneurs to provide varying amount of employment. That means aggregate supply curve shows the cost of producing any given level of output, that is the minimum receipts which must be obtained if the output is to be maintained. Now let us see the diagram. In this diagram, the aggregate supply curve slopes upwards to the right. As you all know that how you have to explain the diagram. Along with x-axis we measure volume of employment, along with y-axis we measure aggregate supply price, right? And this AS is the aggregate supply curve which slopes upward to the right. In the beginning it rises slowly and then it is rising rapidly. So the changes are happening after some time, that the beginning it is rises very slowly and then it is rising very rapidly. So according to Keynes, effective demand means we have to see aggregate demand price and aggregate supply price. So let us see that how the effective demand is determined in the economy. The level of employment is determined at the point where the aggregate demand price equals the aggregate supply price, right? This is what you have to understand. Aggregate demand price equals to aggregate supply price. This point is called as effective demand. At this point, the entrepreneurs earn normal profit here. So the equilibrium level of employment is determined by the intersection between aggregate demand curve and aggregate supply curve. Let us see the diagram. In this diagram, along with the x-axis we measure volume of employment and along with y-axis we measure proceeds of receipts. So in the diagram, aggregate demand curve, which we have already discussed in the last slide, shows the receipts which the entrepreneurs expect to receive. This is aggregate demand curve, shows the receipts or proceeds which the entrepreneurs expect to receive, and aggregate supply curve, this is aggregate supply curve, shows the receipts which they must receive if they are not to reduce the employment and output. The point where the aggregate demand curve, this is aggregate demand curve, and aggregate supply curve intersects, the aggregate supply curve, that is called as point of effective demand. Look at the diagram. When aggregate demand curve, this is aggregate demand curve and aggregate supply curve, they intersect this point, and this point is called as effective demand. That determines the equilibrium level of employment. This is ON is the equilibrium level of employment. Here AD curve and AS curve are intersecting each other. That means at point E, the proceeds which the entrepreneurs expect to receive is just equal to the amount which they must receive, and therefore their profits are maximized at ON level of employment. Students, this is what is the theory of effective demand. This theory is given by Keynes. So the question can be asked, explain the theory of effective demand, or what is aggregate demand price, what is aggregate supply price. Separately also they will be, we can ask the question, or even explain the Keynes theory of effective demand. In that you have to mention all these points. First the introduction part, definition part, then aggregate demand price, aggregate supply price, and then the effective demand, determination of effective demand. There are 3 diagrams. Diagrams are compulsory. You have to give all the 3 diagrams. Thank you very much.